Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, what is now season 25, week 9. So of course this week we have ourselves the 11-year anniversary of Gems of War. There's a free reward both this today as well as on Sunday for it. Not sure what's happening with the adventure board thingy, but yeah, we didn't see any extra adventure board loot. However, one thing that we do have this week for a little bit of extra loot is a Legends Reborn event. So this, of course, ends up bringing in quite a few different pets. We'll probably go read through the storyline again as well, might as well. But we'll go read through the Divinity Field storyline at some point in the stream to go get all of the pets there. We'll then go and, of course, get our hopefully 200 yellow kills by then. Technically 140 since 60 of them will automatically be done to get all the free rewards. And then we can just go dump our 1,350 gems to get everything in the second column as well. Beyond that, one other thing I wanted to go do and probably start with as well is I actually want to go open some shiny keys. Shiny keys, of course, whatever the targeted one has a much higher chance. And then the rest is spread across everything else. However, yeah, I want to get the new purple dragon to max shiny. I was considering it earlier if we should or shouldn't, and I've decided on we should. So we're going to do that tonight, and yeah, go get the new shiny guy max. I guess we'll go 5 before it, because technically we get 5 from the event. So I'll go 5 short of maxing it out, as we'll get another 5 from doing the current journey event, which has 2 purple deed books as well. But it also has 5 copies of the shiny token form right over there. So we'll be able to get that there. So we'll do it all the way up until we're 5 short. So we technically won't have a max today, but we'll be able to see his ability and have his 1 lower mana cost. And then when those 5 roll in later this week, we'll end up having him fully maxed out then. And then we'll be good to go. So that'll be the game plan there. So yeah, let's start with that. First things first, let me say hello to everyone. Hello, everyone! Also, we do have a special code. Also, what on earth is happening with chat there? Whoa, 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 why is it so broken? YouTube, what are you doing? Did that show up on your guys' end as well? That was really weird. Not sure if that showed up on stream. But anyways, hello Jason, hello Cookie, hello Mulu, hello Isabel. And as Isabel mentioned, we do have 1 spot left. If anyone is interested in joining the guild, we do have a opening as of last... Oh, sorry, 2 openings as of last Guild War. I think I might know 1 person that may be able to join one. They haven't replied back yet, but still, if anyone wants to join or any 2 people want to join, let us know, as we do have 2 spots open at the moment. Hello Jets, hello Ron, hello Cookie, hello Bill, hello everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, let's start with the shiny keys. Actually, before we do shiny keys, let's do the PvP deed books. See how many purples we can get this week. As we're closing in with that extra 2 purple on getting all that we need. So let's see if we can get some more from these, as we're going to be able to get about another set of like 9 of these open. That's about 1 or 2 purple deed books. Can we get some now? No. No. I like how this says new, because we just end up maxing out the +2 attacking them of Suncrest. And yes, we did indeed get 1. There it is. Nice. Alright, hopefully we can get at least 1 more from the rest of them throughout the week then. Yeah, very solid. 1 step closer. We need 9 more purple deed books. 2 of them are coming through the event, so we need 7 more until we have max magic. And of course, we recently got the +1 permanent magic off a hero from getting level 2000. So we're going to really, really have max magic once we have that. So yeah, that'd be nice. Not just for all troops, but for hero as well. Because realistically, you don't get another magic until like level, what, 10,000? Or something absurdly high that no one will ever get to. So we will truly, truly have max magic once we end up getting this thing maxed out. As it is physically the highest you could even have in the entire game. Not counting other tertiary bonuses from, you know, various game modes. But as far as like general battles, it'd be the highest possible magic you'd ever have. Or at least tied with. Alright, let me go grab all this junk. Not junk, actually a lot of good loot there. Let me go grab all this and let's go open the shiny keys. So I need to go and get them up to shiny level 2 and then I think 10 copies, I believe it is. So, yeah, start doing that. Open them 5 at a time. And we already got 2 copies of them. Good to go. We got none in the second pull. But of course, all of these are useful. As long as we're not getting shiny dust, it is a win. If we see any shiny dust here, that is awful. But otherwise, it should be perfectly fine. Shiny dust is just the only thing we don't want to see. Copies of anything else is fine. Though we are mostly looking for that dragon right there, which we got to shiny level 1. Also get a bunch of other shinies along the way, since we don't open these too often. No! So whenever you see shiny dust means that something that we already have at level 3 ended up getting rolled. And the conversion rate is so absurdly bad. It's basically like rolling nothing. So whenever you see this, it's just a dead roll, basically. It is really bad. You need like 10 of those in order to equal 1 single extra roll. It is really, really bad, the conversion rate. Luckily, we only hit it once so far. That's not too bad. He's not shiny level 2 yet. He's getting there, though. I forgot how many you need for the final level. Isn't it like 15 or something? Find out in a moment. Because I need to start counting once we get to that point. Just to make sure we don't overshoot with the +5 that we get later in the week. So that we can save these for something else that we want to get max in the future. Why not use your dust instead of the keys? Does the dust let you target them? Isn't dust still random? Or is it guaranteed what you get to roll with it? I've actually never used dust before. So I actually have no clue. I thought it just did another roll as if it's a chest, isn't it? I don't think you get to choose what it's for. And if it is, there are better things I'd want to be using it on than that. Alright, let me go clear that save filter. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... What's the new guy called? Well, honestly, I should have had it at the previous thing. Well, I could just see from the team. Because we used him for a couple teams this week. He was called the Amathani. I need to get him to the point where 5 will end up maxing him. So what? He needs, what, 20 shiny tokens? So that means I need to get 15 right now then. So we need to start counting up 15. And then the final 5 will end up giving him the thing then. Yeah, it's the only thing that they could be used for. I've just been letting it stack up just to see how big we can get the stack though. But, yeah, they just do another roll as if it's just a random drop. I think they could even still go into shiny dust too, which is kind of trolling. Like, you can use your converted shiny dust and still get shiny dust out of them. Basically just giving you less shiny dust. Oh yeah, also his upgraded spell, he ends up getting 1 additional gem spawn. So now at max he'll create 11 purple instead of 10. And of course the final level gives him 13 mana cost instead of 15. Or, you know, instead of 14 or 15. Alright, so let's go count to 15. Alright, let's see. 1. Oh, so he's not automatically moved to the top. So far, only 1. 3. 4. 6. Oh no, we rolled shiny dust again. 7. Still 7. 9. 10. Alright, 5 more to go. 13. Ooh, shiny dust again, unfortunate. Alright, let me go double check. I think we're 1 short right now. I just want to make sure we don't overshoot. We should be at 14 right now. Yep, okay, just making sure. Alright, so all we have to do is open it one more time and he's max shiny once we get the 5 from the event later then. So we won't have it like that today, but he'll get there automatically once we get to the event thing. Oh, of course! No! He high rolled right at the end! No! That means we're just gonna get a bunch of useless dust then. No! No! That's unfortunate. Oh, couldn't you have done that earlier? We overshot by like 3, I think now. Oh, that's so unfortunate, but we'll take it, I guess. Yeah, we really overshot there by the end. It's 3 over. So I'll just get converted to shiny dust later. But we got him where we need to be. And I'll have the 1 lower mana cost later then. But yeah, I mostly wanted to upgrade him for future purple dragon teams. I just have a feeling it's going to be useful for them in the future, so I kind of want to upgrade him. At the moment, it's pretty average, but it's more so future-proofing it. What are we doing with those shiny keys? We're basically to save them for whenever there's a really good troop in drop table. And to just dump them all at whatever that good troop is. The one this week is not the greatest, but I have high hopes for it in the future for some kind of purple dragon team. So I'm going to upgrade it and just hope that it has really good Element Grim synergy or really good, you know, Flower Dragon, or who knows, maybe the next dragon that's coming after Flower Dragon has good synergy with. But I have a feeling it's just going to have some kind of use case in the future, even though its current use case is pretty average. If nothing else, I'll make this week a little bit easier for all the events. But anyway, speaking of which, let's go to the Journey event. And I'll probably hand out the Mega Pet Code, and then we'll go and... oh, this is a low rarity team. Let me go get the real team. And then we'll go do... what you call it? The quest rating for Divinity Field, so we can go get all the rewards from that. Alright, let me go paste in the high rarity team. He's a little bit less of a roll in this team, but of course, still gets all the benefit. He still has his 1 higher gem spawn, and he has his 1 lower mana cost. Soon to be 2 once the event gets a little bit further. And we're doing this with just a standard Flower Dragon and the Mist Mother. And it should one-shot for pretty much the entire event. For any super early fights, we could even get rid of Wanda Stars, potentially. Just for a little bit extra speed. But I think I'll be fine for now. Just do that, get it up immediately, hope it doesn't miss, then just cast and then win. And with that Fairy Fire, that should be able to one-shot for a very, very, very long time. And of course, we have to use the Dragon in order to get double score, or actually in this case, triple score, as it does end up giving even more during a journey event. Yeah, we'll be doing Legend Reborn after this, I think. I just wanted to test run our new Shiny Dragon. But we'll be doing the quest reading for Divinian Fields after this, as well as handing out the anniversary code. I'm not sure which of the old pets it is, but it's one of them. I guess it's not as big a deal, all the pet codes now, given that they've added so many more ways within the game itself to get pets, as of the most recent 8.9 patch, but we still got one of the old pets for one of the past seasonal things. I think it was like the 7-year anniversary pet. I can't remember which one it is based on the name. Because they're not numbered, they're named. So I forget which one is which. I'll find out in a little bit. We'll hand that out once we clear out this game mode. As that battle says 0. And then we'll go to the quest reading for Divinian Fields and then just clear through all the dailies, weeklies, everything. Of which, honestly, there isn't too many this week. It's actually a pretty tame week for 11-year anniversary week. As far as like what you need to do in game. There's not really much extra you really have to do. Compared to a normal week. The only really big extra thing is the Legends Reborn that's currently going on. For all the extra pets. And of course, the Mythic one is less worth it than ever. I wouldn't even be surprised if they adjust that system a little bit in the future. Because there's almost no reason to get the Mythic pet early. Because with the new pet system, you can get it within like a week now. Like, you can get it so quickly compared to before. So you don't really get that extra benefit of getting it early. That's a good thing overall. The fact that it's so much easier to get pets now. So hello, Stacy! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another Valhawk for the pile. But I still can't get over that it's been 11 years. It does not feel like it's been that long. That is crazy. I'm getting old. The game is almost old enough to drive. I would love if we didn't completely miss with the weapon, or we could just get that to full mana. That works too. Ooh, revive. Luckily, there's a billion skulls on the board. I haven't been penalized on miles yet. You do get penalized for every death on your team and for taking too many turns. I forget exactly how the turn system works exactly. After X amount of turns, you do start losing some amount of score, as well as every death on the team. Obviously for the earlier fights, that should almost never be happening. But you do eventually hit a wall where it's basically guaranteed to happen. Not necessarily the losing troop part, but, you know, the X amount of turn part. Though maybe on this week that won't happen, because honestly our damage is so high this week. We have access to such absurd damage compared to normal. But this might actually be the highest amount of damage we've ever had for a journey event. Since we quite literally have Wanda Star's Stellarix, or, you know, Wanda Star's Flower Dragon as well, Chrysathanax. Miss Mother for 50% more damage. This guy for a billion purple if he ever wants to cast. No, this team isn't pure, this team isn't pure dragon, though, since I'm using Archmagus at the moment. So he does only get to create 9 instead of, 11. Or 8 instead of 10 if you have it at level 1 or 0. So, Binkley, welcome, welcome. So thank you, Ron. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, things been going pretty well. Hurricane season went over pretty nicely as well. Didn't really have too many troubles with it. What do you think of the next Guild War Daemon restriction? I'm really curious to see how it pans out. It's basically the opposite of Divines. I find it really funny because I was saying I was hoping that Divine would be the next one. But Daemon is basically the opposite of Divine. The biggest issue with Damon is... I don't know. It's a weirder category overall. There's a lot to use, but a lot of it's way weaker than what Divine has. The biggest issue with Damon is the lack of mana start. The fact they don't have a 40 or 50% mana start really holds them back a lot. Compared to Divine with its 40%. Oh, what do we need here? We'll get the extra bit of mana there. If you think it's glitchy, you've done close to 10 turns and get close to 200 miles. Is it? Has that been reported on the forum yet? I don't know, it seems about the normal right now. I haven't seen anything weird with miles at the moment. They did tweak it a couple patches ago, but I don't know, I haven't seen any glitches with it since. Seems to be working correctly. They upped the scoring on it quite a bit. Hello, Mini! Welcome, welcome. So one nice thing with this thing, if it does get full mana, it still has double magic, so we can use it to clean up whatever revives. Like if we do Flower Dragon and one of them revive off of something, we just throw this at it and it should die. And if it doesn't create so many purple, that whatever it creates should be able to kill whatever's next. Yeah, we'll hand out the pet code after we clear out these, and then we'll go straight into the Divinian Fields reading then. Which one is Divinian Fields? Divinian Fields is... Oh yeah, that's the one with Atlanta. Gosh, I haven't read that in ages. But a couple of these kingdoms, since they never rotated around, I don't think I've read that since, like, the first few weeks of the game. We're talking, like, 2014. Like, literally 11 years ago. It has been that long. Because I'm pretty sure this kingdom never rotated around before for a Legends Reborn event. So I haven't read the quest line since 2014. So I completely forget what even happens. It's been so long. Pretty sure nothing too relevant. But that's some ancient text right there. That's like day of release text. I'm not sure if it's ever been tweaked ever. That is literally day of release text right there. Hello, Rob! Welcome, welcome, welcome. You forgot that Atlanta was a pirate? Was Atlanta related to, the other pirates or whatever? I don't remember. I don't think she was. Like to that one Greybeard guy or whatever his name was, as well as, I don't forget her name. The one from Blackhawk. The Divinian Fields came way before those kingdoms. Spoiler alert. Well, I've technically read them before, just been literally 11 years. It looks like we have about 7 or 9 more battles. Then we'll go do the quest reading. Already got the pet code on copy paste. I gotta recopy it just in case though. Because I think I copied it but didn't cut it, so it's still in my code section. Oh yeah, she also gave me 2 codes to hand out this month, by the way. So we'll have another one to hand out. We'll probably do it around the time of the actual anniversary of the game, which is calendar go. 2 Mondays from now, I think, is when we'll hand out the other one. What do we have going on in game that week? Anything? Yeah, we'll probably hand it out on that day. On the 24th. Because I believe the actual anniversary was like the 20-something, if I forget. So we'll probably do it on the 24th then, since we're doing one of them today. Now we're back at 5 battles. I feel like we were just here a moment ago, weren't we? That's why I said earlier it'll be closer to 9. All those Val Ravens giving you more, leading into even more. Oh yeah, Bonnie Rose was the troop I was thinking of earlier. So at some point we'll be able to cast this dragon. Though of course the main reason I upgraded him was not for anything this week, it's for the future of purple dragon teams. Because I have a feeling he's going to have some really good use case in the future. Either with Ella McGrim, one of the purple dragons of one of the high categories, or something similar. It just seems like he's going to be useful for something at some point. Right now, most of the meta dragon teams just don't really have room for him. But at some point, he should, fingers crossed, be usable. Otherwise, we wasted a lot to go upgrade him. At least we got a bunch of other upgrades along the way, though. Alright, final battle, unless we get a Valhawk here. Which we do! Okay, another 2. And then we'll go run it from the top and hand out the pet code, and go to Divinity Field's questline reading then. As well as all the objectives for that. Go get a bunch of yellow kills. Honestly, that should be get done automatically. We'll still check to see about where we're at, though. But just doing all dailies and relevant weeklies today should get it done. If not, the worst we'll have to do is like 5 minutes of explore spam. Or just do it in PvP. We're back in diamond rank though, so I kind of want to do bare minimum PvP though. So we can get back down to ruby. We got permanent 4 attack for the mode. Oh, we got magic earlier too. Well, it's not permanent, but you know, for the game mode, you can sometimes get extra stats. It's not worth going out of your way to go get those extra stats, but you know, if they're already on your path, it's nice. We got 2 magic and 4 attack so far. Not a lot, but, you know, adds up. Is this one of those game modes that it feels somewhat trivial to get those, though? Because you get a very small amount across the entirety of the event. Unless you're going for, like, that one achievement or going for, like, top leaderboard or something, you get a really low amount of stats for this game mode. Like, no enough that it's almost irrelevant that it even gives you any. Alright, final battle, I think. Find out in a moment. Are you or are you not the final one? Okay, you are the final one. Let's go get the code ready. So I want to use the new dragon at least once. Can we get like a hit off? There we go. Let's go get a cast off on this thing. There we go. Unfortunately, we're getting 2 less spawn because of hero not being a dragon. Oh, you finally missed. Let's kill it out normally. There we go. Alright, of course we can't quite reach his shiny token yet, but we'll get that later this week to bring him to his 1 lower mana cost. Dailies, oh yeah, we gotta do all of Adventure Board anyways. Sure, we'll go clear it out real quick. Alright, let me go get the code while we're clearing up these real quick, and then we'll go do the questline reading. Alright, here is one of the old pets. It's one of the old anniversary pets. I am not sure what year it is, but its name, if you need it, is Tiny Tort. Which I want to say is the 8-year anniversary? 9? I can't remember which one the Tort was. It's one of them in the last 4 years, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that one, the Tiny Tort is the code for that. $2018. Okay, that was a little bit further back than I thought. If any of you guys still need that, there's the code for it. Enjoy. We actually have 2 pet codes this month as well, so we'll have another one like 2 weeks from now or so. Closer to when the actual 11-year anniversary of the game is. Because for whatever reason, they always keep doing it in like the 2nd week of the month. Even though the date for it is actually closer to like the 3rd or 4th week of the month. But of course, ever since the version 8.9 patch pretty recently, it's pretty easy to go re-obtain all pets. Within a year, pretty much every veteran player should have all pets. Not counting any that are like money locked or something weird. Because the new system makes it so much easier to go get them all. Probably can do it even under a year, but you know, depends how much you check. Or how active your guild is for PvP. Because technically you can get one active every single hour if your guild is active enough. After we clear out this, we'll go straight to the Divini Fields reading then. I have not seen this text since 2014. Literally since launch week, I have not read this thing. Even then, I probably went through it really quickly because I was just caring about getting all the rewards and everything. So even then, it was more like a skimmed reading than an actual reading. It was before we were even streaming or anything as well. Yeah, literally first few days of game. Like on launch content. Alright, let's go read this thing. It's been a very, very long time. And we're doing pretty good on yellow kills as well. Plus we'll get 60 automatically from doing this. And then the rest should just come in automatically from doing whatever. Because we're already at 123 basically. Plus whatever yellow kills we get while doing this. Alright, let's go through it. While traveling through Divinian Fields, I met a strange traveler. The names... Oh yeah, what the voice should we do for Atlanta? I'm never good with voices. Should we give her Valley Girl voice? That's the solution for like all female voices, even if it fits or not. It's because I'm from Jersey, so like every female there talks like that, pretty much. Not literally all, but you know. Definitely more common. Valley Girl, please. I'm not sure if I can do that right now. The name's Atlanta. You're a long way from anywhere. Like, long story, shipwreck, chased by centaurs. And speaking of centaurs, don't even get me started on centaurs. Oh yeah, I forgot, the screen looks different. I've actually never seen this screen before. This was one of them that they added a few patches ago, but unless you started a brand new account, you would have never seen. Because I think this is the first Legends Reborn event since then. So, yeah, they had this new little splash screen thing for these battles, just to make it a little bit cleaner. Oh yeah, these battles don't even have 4 enemies sometimes. I forgot, this is still scaled to early game. Oh wow, there's a lot of yellows here too. That's gonna be nice. Yeah, we're easily gonna hit it just from doing dailies. Centaurs normally weren't this violent, but Atlanta clearly needed some help. Like, thanks for that? Mind if I join you? Sure, what happened to your ship though? Let's call it an unusual kind of storm. I'll explain as we go. There was a lot of dust out there on the plains. Tribes of centaur everywhere. I wonder why. I have a suspicion. Want to find out? Okay, let's be careful though. I'm like the worst voice actor ever. I've been streaming almost for like 9 years now. I have not gotten any better. The problem is the speech that she's trying to do right now doesn't fit too well for it. Out of any character in the whole game that has dialogue written for it, Elspeth has definitely been the closest to fitting that voice perfectly. The problem is her text isn't really set up for that accent. Some of these centaurs had mentioned Orion. Also, thank you for the 69, Lester. Do an OnlyFans girl voice? I'm not even sure what that would sound like. Some of these centaurs had mentioned Orion. Have you heard of Orion? He's their champion, their god. What bad timing? Bad timing? How so? You're right in the middle of the wild hunt. Mini boss? Oh, is that a thing? I didn't realize the map is marked like that now. I wasn't sure what we were doing here. You probably have a lot of questions, eh? Are we running from Orion or crashing him? Look, I owe him, and I'd really like to find him. Maybe not all the centaurs will attack us. Did they change up the enemies? I don't recall this guy ever existing back then. Interesting. Yeah, they kind of changed up how that works now. I was wondering what that meant in the one patch notes thing. But they added like almost like a mini boss thing that makes it a little bit harder with like one of the more newer troops rather than the old troops that were originally there. Up, how do we get over here? Why did it bring me all the way out? That's not where I want to go. The centaurs weren't much help. At least tell me about this wild hunt. Every year, Orion summons an undead army and goes hunting. What? Why? I have no idea, but all the centaurs all really are into it. Also, I just realized, she mentions that there's like no undead in this entire kingdom. Like literally none. Like there's things that have summons, but none of them are undead. I don't even think there's a single undead in Divinity Fields. So where was Orion? So why was that say? So where was Orion? But anyways, how about we head towards Zolkiri? What's your reasoning? Spiders. I'd hunt spiders. I can't argue with that. Oh, so that team score thing that shows up here is kind of laughable. That score is a little bit of a difference there. Like an early game, that number would mean more. But our score is just so mega eclipsing everything that any battle that ever has a score like that is completely irrelevant relative to our stat line. Since we are pretty close to basically max stats, effectively. I hope in the future they come out with a new troop type instead of Dragonite dragons. Like maybe something to make orcs better or some other undead. Oh, that'd be kind of interesting too. Well, we already seen that they're starting to do dual typings on dragons. The most recent dragon was Dragon Elemental. So we could start seeing some dual other typings. Because the most recent category technically did that. It's just hard to tell because Elemental is already so broken as well. We found signs of an old camp. Looks like Orion was here. Maybe a week ago? Any tricks? Plenty. They went northeast, deeper into Zolkiri. Then let's follow. Wait, and there's like another mini boss there, another mini boss there. Interesting. Yeah, they changed it up a little bit with how that works on that screen. We traveled into the forest. It doesn't surprise me. Orion went this way. Why's that? He's circling around. Sounds like he's searching for something. As a spirit and death knots are undead type. Oh yeah, true. That is true. I forgot about those. I was just kind of considered the other one like a spirit, but yeah, this kind of is undead. Atlanta stopped. As I thought, we're headed towards my ship. You said it was wrecked by Orion. They swept over it like fire. Then he's searching for you. The ship was in quite a state. Orion really wrecked this, didn't he? I just want to check something. What exactly? I have a bad feeling about something. It won't let me click. There we go. What did I do for the mini fight here? Okay, yeah. So all these seem to be other more updated units whenever they do a boss fight. Because there are these troops existed when this kingdom first came out. Or, you know, when they did the quest line. So it seems like all the mini bosses that they added a couple patches ago for when you go through these are basically just to go update them with a bunch of more modern troops. So it's not spamming like all the on-release troops that were in like the first 15 kingdoms and stuff like that. Yeah, interesting. Orion had raised the crew to join his hunt. How dare you do that to my crew? Rude. Rude. Wait, your crew? I'm the captain that didn't go down with the ship. Well, let's put an arrow between Orion's horns and you then. Now we got this stretch of 3 and then the other stretch of 3 then. The trail was easier to follow now. My crew were clumsy when they were alive. How so? And now? They're twice as bad. And they're dead. I'll take it. I'll take it. Lead. keep on the trail.
Let the light of the heavens shine forth.
Lester. I said Isabel. Hello, Jesse. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We continued following the trail. I don't get it. Get what? Who's hunting who here? I guess it's called the Wild Hunt for a good reason. We continued following Orion, but Atlanta seemed distracted. I can see dust trails behind us. Centaurs or dark elves? Both. I'll explain once we're clear. They have to start using a lot of things from adjacent kingdoms when initial quests, because the game launched with less than 100 troops compared to like the over 1,500 or so that it has now. So they really had to start picking from other kingdoms if they wanted variety in these quest lines, which is why a lot of the first 15 kingdoms pull so many troops from other kingdoms. Otherwise, all the battles would be like the same 8 troops, or even less than that. Just because there was just so few in the game. There's just slightly less than 100 across 15 kingdoms. So that's an average of what, 7 per kingdom? It's basically an average of 6 or 7 troops per kingdom. So they had really little to work with at launch compared to now. Atlanta drew a deep breath. She looked nervous, which is also why they've been updating these quests to have higher variety and everything. Listen, there's something I didn't tell you. There always is. Spit it out. My crew and I were privateers out of a Blackhawk. Interesting. Was the quest dialogue for this quest updated then? Because Blackhawk didn't exist when this quest line first came out. Unless it was already written in the lore, and I just never really paid much attention to it at the time. But Blackhawk was not a thing back in, like it was like the 20th Kingdom or so that came into the game or something. Like it wasn't in the first 15. The locals around here have a beef with us. So Atlanta was a pirate. What did you do to these people? Look, we may have disrupted their trade with the Dark Elves. Disrupted? You stole from them. We privateers call it attacks. But yeah, like, this one is definitely a troop that did not exist back then. The other 3 are, though. With undead crew, you don't have to pay a living wage? Ah, that's so funny. Wait. Bill Warhammer, that's actually really funny. Orion's camp was almost in sight. You're mad at me, aren't you? You stole from all these people. Look, I promise. Help me out here, and I'm done with privateering. Okay, you get this one chance. All right, final set of 3. And the final battle is just literally a battle. And then she joins us, even though she's been joining us for ages now. Actually, did we get another copy of her? Or did you forget at the end of this? Does that be a nice way for early game players to go get their second Atlanta for double Atlanta team? The Dark Elves were still following us. I thought we lost them. Clearly, you don't know Dark Elves. We don't know them altering. We don't need them alerting Orion. I agree. Let's deal with them first. And one-shot them, as we always do. As quickly as possible. And after we clear out this, we'll probably head over to, I guess just cycle all dailies then. Also, I do believe I'm going for 100% completion under Sparrow completion. We have access to a really nice mana combination. It's not the strongest thing ever, but it's pretty high up there. We do have to use Diamantine as a primary damage source though, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's still really strong. Orion's main camp was built around a giant tree. We just need to get in there. I have a plan. We go in tomorrow. Why not now? The wild hunt will soon begin. We'll wait until they're fired. Or until they're tired. Eventually, the sun came up. Are you ready? Yes. Let's get past the guards. And then, find Will Orion. I know I'm not reading some of these wrong. What is this sentence? And then we'll find Orion is I believe what it's supposed to say. But it says, and then find Will Orion. Pretty sure it's supposed to be, and then we'll find Orion. He'll be at the tree. It is definitely supposed to be the other way around. I know I'm not going crazy reading some of these sentences. All right, there we go. Final set. And final 2 sets of dialogues. We reached the tree. That was almost too easy. The next part, so why is there a thing there? Let me go move that. Wait, is that on the screen or not? Can you guys see a line there? Is that on my screen or is there just a line right there? Oh no, there's a line right over here too. Yeah, there's just an in-game line, right? Yeah, I'm not going crazy. You guys see a line here, right? Like a line right there going diagonally. And a line right there going vertically. That was almost too easy. The next part won't be, though. No, Orion is big. Twice the size of a normal centaur. We'll approach quietly. Remember your promise. I will. No more privateering for me. Good. Now draw your bow and follow me. We prepared to battle Orion and one-shot him as easy as it could ever be. Hello, Orion. We've come to one-shot you. Thank you for the three free yellow kills. Misaligned border? Yeah. I thought it was like a hair or something on my screen. So I was like rubbing it off. It's like, wait, that's actually in the game. Oh, we do get an extra copy of Atlanta. Well, anyone in early game who needs double Atlanta build, you got it. You can get one now and one from the initial quest. And there's your second Atlanta. Got a double 75% into the hit. She got buffed like crazy a year ago. Orion, also, you normally don't get to see that low down on her. They made some of them very sexualized. But you almost never see them because I think it only ever comes up that low in the quest line. Orion won't hunt anymore. It's strange. I have no crew, no ship, and no plans. There's a promise to keep. And with that, Atlanta joined us. All right, there we go. We got double Atlanta team to go build every meta team for like every Tuesday event ever. There she is with her updated 75% mana start. Really strong. All right, so next order of business. I guess we just clear up dailies, weeklies. Journey event we just did earlier. Legends Reborn we literally just did now, though I do need to go get... oh yeah, claim this. So that gives us enough to go get the... What was this trip again? The Winged Donkey max. As well as 60 kills. So we only need to get 35 more yellow kills, which we should be able to do pretty easily. And then we'll have all the rewards from that. First things first, though, let's go upgrade this pet. Go to upgradable. Oh, the one from the season pass is also maxed out. Let me go get that too. Grab that. Throw a bunch of pet food at it. Do the same thing to the other one. Also, we are really low on blue pet food for some reason. I really pet food's doing pretty good right now. And then we'll go buff up the donkey. Get that fully ascended. Get it fully leveled. Oh, rip blue pet food. We were just talking about that. Goodbye, blue pet food. That was very short-lived. Back down to 0 you go. Only one at 0 for some reason. Alright, so Under Spire, we'll save you for last. Let's go do dungeon real quick and hopefully get top 3. Or not. Immediately get trapped. And frozen. Wonderful. Careful, Lester's here. I know, right? Yeah, there are several troops that are like that. But you never see their like full body frame like ever unless you data mine the game. Because they show up for like literally one frame in a quest line. Yeah, as Isabel mentioned in the chat, we are still needing 1 or 2 more people for the guild, so if anyone's interested, let us know. And probably this Wednesday or so, I'll probably cover a video going over a bunch of legacy teams within the game for the 11-year anniversary week. Like a lot of the old meta stuff, just to see how they stack up to current meta. I'm gonna try to do 5 teams for it. Seems like a nice number. Alright. Dungeon cleared. Underspire last. PvP's the only other daily then, I guess. I need to go double buff. We need to go do Elf or Mystic. Though I'll definitely do Elf. Not because of Elf restriction, but because we get to use Glacia there. And we didn't have one of those things yesterday, so we don't need to do that. So first things first, let's go for a double buff. We'll get our spell reduction, we'll get some magic. And then we'll go head over and start cycling around. Also, YouTube's saying it's not getting enough data. That might be because we're in a storm right now. So if we lose connection, it's probably because of that. Or if there starts to be any buffering. Hasn't been lightning yet, but it's been really windy and rainy. Also, don't use Submerge. There we go. Go clear this out, go for the magic, and then clear out all the actual battles we gotta go do. With all the nice buffs. And I think the only thing we really have to clean out then is Underspire. Which I do want to do 100% Underspire completion this week. Main reason being is it's really good mana accumulation for Dragon. And we have access to Diamantina, which obviously isn't as good as Flower Dragon or Stellarix, but it is really good compared to what you normally have access to. So I'm going for 100% completion on it. Because I believe it's still 2 shots even once you get to deep section. Like, it's not mega damage, but it's still a pretty sizable amount of damage. Like, Diamantina was enough to still beat out Phoenicia. It's something to definitely consider in that regard. Like, Diamantina might have only been meta for, like, 1 year. But it's still stronger than Phoenicia meta back in the day with, like, no condition at all. Like, it was already power creep even then. But then they went 2 layers deeper. With Stellarix and Flower Dragon. But Diamantina actually is really strong. It's just really weak compared to if you can use Stellarix or Flower Dragon. But it's still way above average. Even though it's way lower than the other two. You got snow and hail in New York? Oh no. Yeah, I would never want to travel this time of year. After I got snowed in for a week, the one time I went to New Jersey in January, I've pretty much never tried flying during the December holiday. I think I did one other time to Chicago, and I did get snow while I was there, but I didn't get snowed in, luckily. But ever since the New Jersey trip, I pretty much, like, never go out now during that time of year. At least to colder regions. Actually, my next trip probably isn't until the summer. I need to wait until the government gets back and running so that there's actually people to go and run the sky. So he doesn't just have a bunch of random planes going over the place. Hopefully it'll fix that by the summer. What am I doing here? Did I double buff yet? Or did I single buff? No, I just single buffed. Let me get the other magic then real quick. Actually, now that I think about it, when was the last time I've been on a trip? It was, I think, 2023 summer was the last time I traveled. And I went to go see my dad and grandma. Oh, and I saw Isabel while I was there, too. That was the Isabel trip, too. We went to the sawmill place. Wow, it's been that long? Yeah, I haven't traveled in a year and a half then, at all. Or, you know, at least not through flight. Because, yeah, that would have been the last time I traveled. And to see my dad, grandma, a few other family, and Isabel was up there. Alright, there we go. Got all of our buffs. Let's go do Elf. And we also need to do 3 normal battles. Let me do 3 normal battles first before I forget. Since there's no designated location we have to do it on. We'll do our 3, then we'll go do Elf real quick with Glacia. Just doing an all-in Glacia team. And then the only thing we should have to spam out then is Underspire. If anyone still has any questions or anything you want me to go over, definitely let me know. We'll make sure to do so. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. This is probably the only Gems of War stream we're doing this week as well, by the way. But we will have the Wednesday video going up. Yeah, we already passed 3 battles, aren't we? I like way overshot that. Okay, let's go to our Elf then. What do we have for our team? Obviously, we'll be doing Glacia. Do we have a non-web? Well, I guess web doesn't really matter in this case. I was gonna say a non-web and power. We do. Oh! Elspeth angle is also interesting. Yeah, let me just do that then. Let's do that with mech or something. Actually, Frost Mage. Give me a Frost Mage. Banner, double blue. Maybe even a blue yellow. Blue yellow, blue yellow, blue yellow. Minus brown, sure. Weapon will be Wand of Stars. Classic. And then we just double Elspeth into Immortal Glacia because it won't actually die. That should be everything we need then. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Easy. We store that double into Elspeth and we're good to go. I mean, double into Glacia, I mean. So we do that, boom, get full mana, cast that, boom. And then just click it to win. And ideally they're all within one-shot range. As long as we keep taking a lower battle, they should all, except the 5th battle, be one-shottable. Unless we get a really high-statted one. Alright, 2 one-shots in a row. Oh, you know, technically 5-shot, but you know what I mean. 1 cast. 5 hits. Oh, so the Immortal Gemini. No, I still don't have a single copy of this thing. So they only have 1. So I'm not the only one getting that unlucky, I guess, to some degree. Still getting really unlucky, though. Ooh, speaking of unlucky, it's not ideal. At least we got full mana on one thing. Just don't miss. No, you full miss! No! Wow, this is really unfortunate. Oh no. That's not good. How? It just missed like 4 casts in a row. At this point, I might as well just manually get her mana. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen Wanda's Stars miss that much. You gotta be careful too, because whenever we cast on Glacia, it does create yellow and purple a lot of times. Or just make Wanda's Stars extra turn rate a little bit worse since it doesn't synergize with those 2 colors. So it might be the problem that we're having here. Though when it creates blue, that's ideal. Because that actually does feed into Wanda's Stars. Every time it does yellow or purple, it's reducing our turn, our chance of extra turning when casting Wanda's Stars. Come on, blue. Oh no, blue would have been so perfect there. Alright, not a one-shot, but we can still get our mana back. Nice, we could work with that. Alright, and then just one final one. Hopefully this is one-shot range. And I always got to clear out Underspire with the Dragon team that we'll be using all week. Which should be our very free Underspire. Like, it's probably top 5 freest we can ever get. And accumulation amount is really, really good. Damage is great. I think we have one shot up to like floor 3. And I believe it 2 shots everything thereafter. Alright, there we go. Double check. Did we do all the PvP dailies? We did the crosshair things, the cross swords. We did our 3 Valhawks, and we did the previous day's gold marks, of which there are none because there wasn't one yesterday. Of course, we still got the PvP season goals. Grab that. Alright, let me go and use that, I guess, real quick. See if we can finally get one of the 2 that we're missing. We get nothing! Gold icon, though. At least it's better than the other icons by quite a bit. And those 2 buffs will do nothing. PvP season, we don't need to claim any of that. Okay, let's go do Underspire then. Seems to be the only thing left. So that would be right over here. Go to games, go to Underspire. And we will be doing the maximum amount every single day. And by that, I mean 150. Not 250. That'd be way too much. Or 300, whatever it was. We'll spend 150 gems per day to be able to go get the entirety of Underspire completed. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Did we get over yellow kills yet? Because that's one other thing we need to go do today. I think we finally have all the yellow kills in. Because I need to get all the yellow kills in so we can go claim the thing. I almost forgot about that. I was just thinking about that. But I need to go claim the Legends Reborn. We are 11 yellow short. Alright, let's keep doing Underspire until we somehow get 11 yellow kills then. Hopefully we should soon. This will give us 2 of them. We'll need 9 more then. We'll go until we find the boss room here, and that should be enough. Because I wanted to go get all those while we're here. There's not really any troop that we can utilize them for immediately, though. Honestly, all of the pets that give a boost that we're getting from this current Legends Reborn, they're all pretty bad, honestly. Like, not a single one of them, none of the 4 are on a single, even remotely useful troop. The closest one is maybe Boltorus, because it also got shinied as of today. Although for most people, unless you're spending money on it, you're going to have to wait like a month before you could really go get it shinied up. But, I don't know, it's just not really enough. Though he is the biggest beneficiary of having a pet of the 4 that we got today. He's basically Rowan, but at half the damage. But he does get 1 to 4 stun when you get him to shiny level 2 going forward. So that's quite a bit of a redeeming quality. You could do that for as low as 9 mana cost. Which doesn't make him the best stunner in the game, but, you know, it's not awful. There are better ways to stun for low rarity, though. that can pretty consistently 4x stun, but you know, do like an explode or something similar. And they pretty consistently get like a triple stun, quad stun. The problem is he always loses his turn, so even though it's only 9 mana costs, the fact that it's completely random how many stuns you get, rather than knowing ahead of time, while also losing your turn is just not ideal. So he's still going to be pretty dead content, even though he's not that bad of a troop if he was fully shined. As that's 9 mana cost with half the damage of Rowan with 1 to 4 stun. Which gives him some interesting utility, but it's still really rare that you'd ever bring him out. But I miss when we have underworlds or underspires that are this free. This is so much power compared to a normal underspire event. It's crazy how much power we have. It's almost a normal team. The only difference is weapon is a little bit different. And obviously Diamantina would be replaced with something like Flower Dragon. Or Stellarix, if it could be. Which you can't, of course, because this specifically has to be from Dragon's Claw. But it's still very powerful. And relatively close to what an actual meta team would be. Just with 2 small downgrades. But both of them still really powerful. That's another thing, too. We can also just double cast a weapon at this level range. Or to clean something else and similar things. It's a guarantee to be 10 yellow. You know, assuming nothing on our team has died. And then, of course, it's also boosted by all enemy yellow. Speaking of, let me go see if we hit enough yellow kills, because I think that's enough now. Especially after killing a team of 4 yellow. Alright, let me go check. Can we finally get everything for Legends Reborn? Yeah, we overshot it by 10. Alright, let's go grab them all. So here's the one for Bold Taurus, the only useful pet out of any of these. We get some free diamonds. We get some free Celestials for things. We get enough pet food to max out an entire pet. We get some more for Bold Taurus. Not enough to max it, but enough to upgrade it once. Then for the gem packs, we get enough to completely max out the Orion pet, which doesn't really do too much. But we do get some green pet food here to go max out one of the pets. We get some Imperials, which by far, just if this was the only reward you got from all this, it would still be worth it. They're normally about 250 each when you get them the cheapest way through Merchant. And even then, it's like 100% worth always getting when they're 250 like that. However, these, you get 10 of them for 1,350. So even if this was the only reward, you were getting them for 135 each, which is basically half the price of the already discounted price, which is huge. It's not counting all the other stuff you get, like these glory orbs, enough pet food to max out another pet, some silver orbs, and 1 billion Imperials. And then on the last one, enough to go and upgrade a mythic with the gold glory orb, and of course enough to also max out this pet for the Ryan. So 100%, if you can scrap together 1,350 gems this week, highly advised to go get this set. It is really, really good value. Even if you don't feel like you need these resources immediately, it is by far the cheapest you can ever get them, and you highly, highly, highly advise scrapping together the 1,350 to do that. That's basically everything then. The free ones from doing the quest line, the free ones from doing 200 yellow kills, technically 140 because the 60 already come with it, and then the 1,350 gems to go get all these really juicy rewards, which is definitely worth it for the price. What isn't worth it for the price, though, is all the money ones. Unless you're doing it for the deed books. It's definitely not worth doing it just because of the shininess. Like, if you wanted to get Bold Taurus to max shiny, of course you're mostly doing it because of the 16 yellow deed books. But gosh, what is that price? It is 15, 30, 50. It is $50 to go get max Bold Taurus. That is crazy expensive. That comes out to, like, what, $3 per deed book as well? That is 100% not worth. And there's no point in even doing the tier 1 in order to get a copy of the pet. Because pets are just so easy to get now. You'll be able to get that thing within like a month. And I don't mean it's coming out in a month. I mean, I believe you can literally get it in a month. Actually, let me go double check. What does the forum say on it? Legends Reborn. Does it say? Because I'm pretty sure it's immediately in drop table. When I say a month, I mean, you know, this is how long it's going to take until you seek it. It can be earned. All pets will be available as a possible pet rescue from defeating a pet gnome. However, this event will be the main way to... Yeah. So literally immediately, they will be in the pet gnome drop table, like as soon as next week hits. So you can literally have it easily within like a few weeks to a month or so. You can technically have it by next week if you get lucky enough for free. If someone in your guild ends up finding it through their pet battles. Alright, the only other thing we need to go do is 15 more stars. And I think that's it, right? So let's go clear out Underspire, which I forget if that counts for the battles. Let's use up every last torch we have for Underspire, then go get our last 15 battles for our stars real quick, just for the sake of it. And yeah, that should be good to go then. I guess we'll throw this into PvP. Actually, no, I'm trying to do bare minimum PvP this week. Because we're trying to D-rank downwards. So actually I have to try to not do excess PvP, so we can get back to Ruby rank. Alright, there's the boss battle. Nice. I gotta remember to actually go use all the lanterns in the right locations this week. It's floor 5, 4, 6, and sometimes the 7th battle if you want to put into that. The 4th one is double silver, the 6th one is double gold, and the most important one to use it on. And the final one is double dragonite and a double pet orb. Not a major pet orb, just normal pet orb. Still not that bad though. It's so much easier to get pets these days that I don't think that's really as needed these days. Pet orbs value have gone down a lot ever since the most recent patch that made getting all pets a lot easier. Because they're not as big of a hassle to get compared to in the past. Still takes forever to like max them out if you're just doing them off the free battles, but way easier to at least get your initial copies and everything compared to before. Now, what battle do we need here? 19 and 21, that would be up here. And then the only thing left should be just doing whatever gives us stars. Which I guess is a little bit of Explore 12. We'll go through a couple sets then. Since we don't want to do the PvP route. At least not this week. Especially since we did so much PvP last week anyways. Alright, what do we still need for campaign? I need 11 more. Almost there. Okay. Let's just do like 2 to 3 sets of Explore real quick then. Oh no, where do we want to go to explore? Let's go, I don't know, Wild Plains? Let's go get a Wild Plains team out. Yeah, we'll just run it with this. Don't need anything special. Use it on the Imperial Deeds? How many Imperial Deeds do you get? Do you remember? Is it 1 or 2? Or 3? I don't remember the number. Like, what's the number without the double? Because if it's only 1, I don't feel like it's worth it. If it's more than 1, I could definitely see the justification for it, though. I don't feel like it's worth it for only 1 Imperial, though. But I guess if you're really pinched on Imperials, it's not a bad way to use them. I just don't feel like I'm that pinched for Imperials yet. Maybe at some point I will be. Yeah, it is only 1, that's what I thought. That's why I never really crossed my mind to use it on it. If it was 2 being doubled into 4, that's a different story. But it's 1 being doubled to 2. If nothing else, if you actually buy them with money, I guess that would be a way to get Imperials with money. Because generally they don't really have buy offers where you can get Imperials directly like that. It comes out to 40 cents per Imperial. Which if you're someone who spends money on the game, that's actually not that bad. Like, there are definitely way worse offers in the game, that's for sure. But 40 cents per Imperial actually comes out pretty reasonable. Relative to many other offers. Alright, this should be the final set that we need to go for. Because how many do you need per kingdom? Isn't it like 28 or something? It's still almost like 10 bucks in Imperials though, if you put it that way. It starts to add up pretty quickly. And it's not even counting the more expensive one, which is the deep books. Or, you know, the harder to obtain one. But just Imperials alone, that's like 10 bucks of Imperials if you were to do it with money only. Your kingdom block on Imperials? Yeah, that generally will happen. It happens if you get a lot of deep books from various things. You know the main instance where that would probably happen? Have you been buying the PvP passes? Because I feel like people who've been buying the PvP passes are probably in that situation right now. Because that's one of the big benefits of spending for that $15 pass every single 10 weeks. Is it gives you a lot more gold marks, which gives you a lot more deep books, which gives you a lot more upgrade potential, which would eventually speed you up enough that you would start getting bottlenecked on Imperials instead. Because that's the reason why I'm not feeling it, is I only ever did it for Season 1. I haven't done it for like the other 5, 6, 7, whatever many PvP seasons we have had. So my Imperials and deep books have been a lot more aligned, since we haven't been getting all the extras from PvP. You know, I've been getting some for PvP, but, you know, not that many excess. I forgot how many gold marks you effectively get from getting the pass, but I want to say on average is like almost 500 extra. Which is like 5 more deep books every season. On top of every other reward it has. That should be everything. Let's go grab our extra stats. And of course, next week's Monday, I'll probably also hand out the code again. We'll have another pet code to hand out next week's Monday. But the other thing we'll do next week's Monday is we'll have the Mythic. We will be getting that as well as its shininess. Of course, this is the second Mythic to ever be brought in as a shiny. And it will have... Oh, I forget what its extra ability was. Actually, can we check it on the thing? Let me go check real quick. Oh, it's technically already in the game, so it's probably not in the spoiler thread, though. Where's the All Troops? Okay, I'm in All Troops right now. What is it called again? Let me go find it real quick. Krograx. KK. Where's the Ks? Krograx. Why am I going that far? Wait, never mind. It is for that far. What am I saying? Right? Well, how does the alphabet work again? Yeah. I'm not going crazy. K's deeper. Krograx. Krograx. All this stuff. Oh, they need to make it easier to see shininess in game. Like what on earth the effect is. There he is. Krograx. His extra effect is what? Okay, he just gets to create 2 more enraged gems, which honestly isn't bad. It makes the rate of his extra turn quite a bit better. And that will also be able to mess around with him with that effect, because buying a normal pass actually gives you that. The extended pass only gets your mana down an extra 1. So we're going to have 23 mana instead of 22. But we will have the 2 extra enraged gems. That's the only thing it does. But it's pretty huge because it increases his extra turn rate by a decent amount. So it'll do heavy splash damage to an enemy and a random enemy, which is 75% to adjacents. Boosted by enraged allies and enemies. And then he gets to create 7 enraged gems for 23 mana then. And on top of that, he gets to have Impervious, and he gets to enrage and barrier a random ally when matching for an extra turn, which honestly, even in the context, ignoring his ability is not that bad. Impervious into enrage barrier isn't that bad at all. But he also gets to have a nice little kind of like finisher move. I wish it created some amount of skulls though. It only creates an enrage gem. It's also a pretty low chance to extra turn still, as it is only a 7 gem, which is not that high. Of course, 7 is very low. Not to mention enraged gems can overwrite red gems in the current state of the game, so it's even lower than it seems. Because even if you have 10 red gems on the board, it could literally overwrite 7 of them. Or, you know, 10 of those 7 could literally just get overwritten with enraged gems. Ideally, they'll go next to them and you'll get an extra turn of 4 times or 5 times. But it's quite literally possible that half of them just go onto red gems, which would be so bad. I hope they fix that at some point. They really need to make it so power gems of the exact same color do not overwrite power gems or any gem, for that matter, of the same color. Like, obviously, if a gem counts as 4 colors, like those elemental stars, then yes, they could be overwritten and wouldn't follow that rule. But if you're creating a red gem, like an enraged gem, it shouldn't overwrite a red potion gem. It shouldn't overwrite a red gem But it currently does. Like, it'll overwrite everything that isn't literally itself. It's something they need to try to adjust in the future if they could ever code that in. Because it makes a lot of power gems like this way worse than they otherwise would be. It will also be a huge buff for Catherics if that ever happened. Given that it creates 6 different power gems, or 3 different power gems up to 6 amount. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Otherwise, yeah, we'll go mess around with him next Monday. We'll have a Wednesday video going over, I guess, just old legacy teams that used to be used in the game. So just a bunch of teams of like 5 different years across the history of the game. All the way from like 2014, 2015, all the way till like 2020-ish. Obviously, it doesn't really matter the last 5 years because most of that's still used meta-wise. But like some of the older teams go like 1 per year or something. From like 2014, 2015, all the way to like 2019 or 2020 or so. And do it like that 1 per year or something. Yeah, we'll do that on Wednesday, just mess around, have some fun with that. And yeah, we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, a wonderful 11-year anniversary of the game. Don't forget to go and get the free reward today and on the Sunday. And I will put a reminder in the Wednesday video, but also don't forget on Wednesday to go get the 11-year anniversary pet, as it will be available all day on Wednesday. Missing these isn't as important these days because the new pet system does make it quite a bit easier than ever to be able to go reclaim these. However, you might still have to wait months depending on how much you check the thing. So I would still advise, you know, obviously getting these whenever they're available for free, as even though they are a lot easier to get as of 8.9, they're still not guaranteed. It still takes a while to go and try to hunt them down and everything. But that's pretty much the game plan for the rest of the week. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.